So, how does Christianity create and reinforce a victim mindset? So, first, I thought I'd start with what I see a victim mindset as. And to break it down, it's when I believe that an entity outside of myself, outside of my own soul, has sovereignty over me. I mean, Christianity says the cross is the only ladder to heaven. The cross is the only ladder to heaven. So heaven is outside of myself. So if it's outside of me, I don't have control over it, right? Sounds a little bit subjugating to me that heaven or God is in control of me. But, the way I see it, God is everywhere. I mean, science is God. 1 + 1 = 2 is God. So if God is everywhere, God's also me. And so, it's been my experience that my soul is the sole governing agent of my body. And that's supported by Einstein, who said the field is the sole governing agency of the particle. The field meaning the energy field, the particle meaning the body. I'm Kerry Blaser Bazaglo. My ex-husband's Israeli. I'm the reincarnation of Mary Magdalene. And I'm here to teach everyone how to operate their own soul, which is what early Christians were doing, which is what Jesus and Mary were doing. Okay? But we weren't ready for it yet. We weren't emotionally mature enough to understand and have the science to prove it, to get everybody on the same page. Because I needed the science. For sure I needed the science. Okay? So let's start with science. Let's start with epigenetics. Epigenetics means epi is before genetics. So what happens to trigger our genetics? And, Dr. Bruce Lipton, I've also heard him quote Einstein as well. The field is the sole governing agency of the particle. So let me bring up, do I have it? Yeah, I have it right here. Okay. The power of epigenetics.
Whatever picture you hold in your mind, the brain releases complementary chemistry that matches that picture, and it releases it into the body. And the chemistry of the blood is what controls the genes and the behavior. Children, when adopted into a family where there's cancer running in that family, the adopted child will get the same family cancer. But the point, the adopted child has totally different genetics. What was the point? It was being adopted into a family where the programming of that child is what caused the cancer.
Programming, the thoughts, the energy, not the physicality, okay, cause the illness. Less than 1% of our diseases are caused by genetics. And I'm quoting this man, Dr. Bruce Lipton.
It's consciousness who releases the chemistry to the environment that controls the genes.
Yeah, so when a cancer gene is activated, it's because the body had the chemistry, the over excessive cortisol, excessive inflammation, all these problems in that environment created the cancer. Okay, but what created the environment? Our thoughts. If I hate myself and I'm stressed out all the time, I overproduce cortisol. When I love myself and I have gratitude and an open heart, I'm not producing cortisol all day long. So, I'm not getting sick.
And you can change your consciousness, and you can change your environment. And all of a sudden I say, oh my God, we were programmed to be victims.
Oh, we were programmed to be victims. And in Western society, which religion has done most of the programming? Let's think about that.
It turns out we are masters of our genetic activity. And this is the new science called epigenetics.
So, what happened 2,000 years ago that didn't allow Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene to come out that self-love creates heaven on earth? We weren't ready yet. 2,500 years ago, Yahweh in the Bible always had a wife, Asherah, but 2,500 years ago, she started being repressed. It was the rise of the masculine. And when there's overabundance of masculinity, there's an underabundance of femininity and wisdom. Wisdom is feminine, knowledge is masculine. So then Jesus and Mary come along, and, it wasn't time yet for, the divine feminine, Mary Magdalene's soul, to come out and say, wisdom is me. That was me. That's me. That's me. Couldn't. So Jesus was out there teaching the wisdom and his feminine all day long and then becoming emotionally unbalanced. Why was he yelling and screaming in the temple? If he's so wise, why did he get himself killed at 33 years old? Okay, but, we could think, oh, but he died for our sins. I'm sorry. That's again a victim mindset. Something outside of yourself has sovereignty over your soul. Why does it matter if Jesus forgives you if you don't forgive yourself? You're the only person that has sovereignty over your own soul. And your soul is the field governing, your soul or the field is a soul governing agency of your particle, your body. So when we all take responsibility for ourselves, we accept that we're a soul having a human experience, that I'm a multi-dimensional divine being. I don't need to be punished, right? When we accept that my soul, I'm the only person that has sovereignty over my soul. And my soul, my energy field, creates my reality for me. So why am I going to anything but my soul to change myself? Why am I blaming anybody else? And I'm going to bring up my book and Carl Jung. Because Carl Jung, man, if anyone understood things at a soul level, it was Carl Jung. He is Swiss German, like my maiden name, Blaser. Buzoglo is my married name, is Israeli. And his whole family was psychic, like me. I'm psychic. So, I really resonate with Carl Jung, and I really used him in my book. And I used him in a way to kind of help us understand ourselves. And I talk about the men that I attracted into my life to use as a mirror so I could see my wounds. Like, if a man is flirting with me, but he's not asking me out, then maybe I got something to change, right? I got to improve myself because I'm not getting what I want. When I'm not getting what I want, the only person that needs to change is me, not other people. Like in Minnesota right now, the governor and Frey, the mayor of Minneapolis, they're not getting what they want. And they're doubling down on it. Oh, wait, now they're getting investigated by the Department of Justice. When we don't accept what we're projecting, that life we live in a holographic universe, and I'm quoting Dr. Joe Dispenza here. We live in a holographic universe. It's a projection so that we can see ourselves. The universe is a mirror says that the universe is a mirror showing us ourselves in every moment as a constant feedback loop for self-improvement. The knowledge says the same thing. We attract what we are through energetic resonance, meaning a vibrational match. And I'll share the Dr. Joe Dispenza video in a second. But let me get to this about what Carl Jung said about projections. Okay. And so, I helped Justin Waller and Andrew Tate. I'm Divine Feminine. Who else is going to help Andrew Tate see his wounds and help him become a more emotionally balanced, emotionally expanded human being? That's my job, okay? So Carl Jung said, if you imagine someone who is brave enough to withdraw all of his projections, the holographic universe, we project our heart to see it ourselves. Let's withdraw those projections and own that they're yours. Then you might get an individual who is conscious of a pretty thick shadow. Shadow means our subconscious, our wounds, our lies. Like a lie that my subconscious used to tell me was that if I forgive my loved ones, they will leave me. That's just not reasonable. If I forgive myself and my loved ones, then they want to stay because I'm a healthy human being. Such a man has saddled himself with new problems and conflicts. He has become a serious problem unto himself, as he is now unable to say, they do this and they do that. They're selfish and they're racist. Oh, well, the universe is a mirror showing you yourself in every moment. So every time you perceive selfishness, you perceive racism, that is your soul showing you your own selfishness and your own racism and your own lack of self-belief. So he is now unable to say they do this or that, they are wrong and they must be fought against, right? Such a man knows that whatever is wrong with the world is in himself. And if he only learns to deal with his own shadow, he has done something real for the world, okay? When we all acknowledge that individually we are the only ones that have sovereignty over our own soul, and we acknowledge Einstein, it's Einstein, right? That the field is the sole governing agency of the particle, then we stop this victim mindset bullshit that Christianity is reinforcing. So let's bring up that video from Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's a neuroscientist. He's a master at healing. He's the man. Oh, Einstein said. Hang on a second. So he starts with Einstein said, and then now we're gonna learn from Dr. Joe Dispenza. Einstein said, and here we go.
The field, the wave, the energy is the sole governing agency of the particle. Energy controls matter. He didn't say particle controls the particle. He said the field controls the particle. If you change the information in the field, can you change the projection, the particle in three-dimensional reality? This is a holographic universe. So if the quantum field is an invisible field of energy that exists beyond our senses, beyond our body, our environment, and time, then the only way...
That's what I call God, is the universe, making everything happen. All 1 + 1 = 2 is embedded in the universe. Okay, all of this knowledge and wisdom, the universe is a mirror. We attract what we are. Like Rumi said, what you seek is seeking you. Quantum physics has proven that that's true. Okay, and I can show you that video as well. That when I resonate at 20 hertz, what I perceive, what draws my attention, what I make move in the universe is also resonating at 20 hertz. Just that's the way it works.
We are going to connect to it is take all of our attention off our body, all of our attention off the environment. What's the environment made of? People, objects, things, places, and take all of your attention off of linear time, the predictable future and the familiar past, and find the sweet spot, the generous present moment. That's the unknown. That's the door. That's the moment you become nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, no time. That is the moment you are pure consciousness. And that is the moment you're walking through the door to the quantum field. Einstein said the
pure consciousness is what he's calling, the quantum field. And our souls come out through our hearts and project ourselves onto the quantum field. The electromagnetic field around the heart is 5,000 times stronger than the brain. The neurological complexity of the heart is far more complex than the brain, and the heart sends far more signals than the brain the other way around. So Rumi was right. Follow your heart, it knows the way. Okay? So when we think about Christianity, of course, as a reincarnation of Mary Magdalene, I have to come out and talk about Christianity because, while Christianity does have a lot of great benefits, it has been unsuccessful at teaching people how to love thy enemy, which is its main goal. So it's had, since the 4th century when it was organized to teach how to love thy enemy. And look around. When Christianity's ruling, we got World War I, World War II. Look at everything we got going on now. So how is it really teaching us how to love thy enemy? Were the Spanish Inquisitions where they killed 3 million people, 1 million of them were in a religion that Mary Magdalene started in southern France. Killed all of them when they were celebrating Mary Magdalene. Okay, so this whole victim mindset thing that someone else has control over you or someone else is orchestrating and planning your life for you, that's just not true. Our souls plan our lives based on our wounds for self-improvement opportunities. I'll quote Winston Churchill, who said, "It is said, famous men are often the product of an unhappy childhood." Oh, so we have to surrender to our pain to learn how to climb out of it. That's also based on the laws of physics. And that's our souls, our energy body, so it all happens based on the laws of physics. But I'm going to stop here and let you guys think about how Christianity has taught, supported, and spread a victim mindset by teaching people they do not have sovereignty over their own soul. That they are just slaves to God in one way. Just fear God, revere God, and He... Where's the woman? We wonder where the patriarchy came from. He is going to do everything for you. No. Your soul plans your life for you so that you can improve. Like, I had a very traumatic childhood, and now I'm pulling out all this wisdom because I had to learn that if I want Mount Everest-sized wisdom, I personally have to go through Mount Everest-sized wounds to unearth the wisdom and the knowledge stored in my soul, which is the same wisdom and knowledge in every other soul. You are the only one who has sovereignty over your own soul. Christianity is institutionalized femininity. When they started repressing femininity 2,500 years ago, it gave rise to imperialism in Europe. So they created a church where you go pay for forgiveness, compassion, and nurturing, which are feminine, right-brained activities. And women aren't allowed to speak there. Control the feminine, control creation, as if. Okay? As if. But we're not late because the time for self-healing started in 2012. The Mayan calendar showed us that. All right, please like and subscribe. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye.